this is Vanessa Zamora. We're here at PubCon Las Vegas, and joining me now is Dixon Jones of Receptional. So what's up with you? What were you spoke and you moderated?
Yeah, I did. I was on the effective link building strategies on the first day, and yeah, I think that was okay. I think people smiled, and had a good time, so we enjoyed that. And then I was moderating international SEO, and had a couple of people coming up afterwards saying that was the best. I didn't speak, so that's why it was the best session. But they really got a lot out of that, and I think they got a lot out of that. I think they got a lot out of it because the speakers on it really went into some stuff that you wouldn't have known if you hadn't come to this conference. I mean, they're really things like this. The nature of search in Chinese and stuff was just something that you're not going to pick up, even if you're Chinese, if you don't know that kind of research. So that was a really good session. And then I've just done moderated one of the forums with Bruce Clay and Byron and Scott. So
excellent. Yeah. So what were maybe 2 points that stood out for you that you can share with our viewers that maybe they can use at home?
Okay, well, 2 points that stood out. I was trying to get across in the affiliate stuff some of the problems that I'd had as an affiliate in my time, and the difference between a thin affiliate site, as we call it, where we kind of linking off straight to an affiliate link early on, compared to a sort of like a cost comparison site or something that's going to add value to the user. And it was really striking the difference in success that I've had over about 10 years of doing affiliate stuff between the ones that clearly were adding some value and the ones that were clearly just trying to get the affiliate link in. And Google seems to be pretty good at picking up the difference now, so that was quite a good thing. On the forums, on the panels, it was quite interesting. I'll tell you what, Scott came up and he used a thing called SEOdigger.com for looking at links and stuff, and that's a tool I've not seen before, so check that one out.
What sort of blogs do you monitor?
Do I monitor?
Do you monitor? So, yeah. Where do you look to for your information?
Obviously, I moderate on Webmaster World in the analytics forum and Microsoft forums as well. So clearly, I have to go there. Otherwise, Brett hits me and shoots me, and Neil comes down.
With Brett, as we know, he's not the nicest of guys.
But I get my search engine land fix every morning as well. The search cap comes in by email, but in terms of the feeds, I ping them up from a few select friend blogs, I think, so stuff like, I suppose, Dave Naylor I go and see every now and then, and then some guys in the UK. Affiliatesforyou.com is a good one. It's a good forum for the UK affiliates anyway. So I'm not actually an affiliate, by the way, but that's kind of what's talking on that. So obviously I am an affiliate, but my main role is SEO consultancy.
Yes.
And that sort of things. Yeah.
Okay. So you've been in search since 99?
Since decades.
99.
Decades.
Okay,
you've been looking me up, haven't you? 1999. It is. It's a long time. Yeah. So and before that, a couple of years, I have this other business that writes and runs, or I used to write and run murder mystery evenings for a living, and that's kind of how I learned the SEO.
I didn't know that about you.
Well, I mean, it's great, and I still go and have a look at these games that are downloading every day, and people are buying the games. So I'm hoping to upgrade the site after 10 years with the same front page 95 site, at some point, hopefully this week.
Sure, excellent. We'll look out for that. Now, so where do you project search is going?
I reckon the guy on the first day, the keynote speaker on the first day, really has got it down to where he kind of pointed out the obvious, and the obvious is obviously the obvious is it needs to be said at times. I think that search is not evolving; it's devolving, and people are changing the way in which they're using search. They're changing their habits on the internet quite quickly now. So before, you used to go to Google, search for something, and that was great. And you did that because you trusted Google, I think, and that was the only person you could trust. But now you can go into your Facebook and you can trust your friends. You can go onto Twitter and you can see what your friends are suggesting to you. And there's a huge diversity of ways in which you can get your information, and you can choose the way in which you're going to get it. Whether you're going to have your RSS feeds coming into your life, or whether you're going to listen out on Twitter and pick up the stuff that's interesting, or you're going to trust your friends in Facebook and the events that they're going to and sign up to those kind of interests, you very quickly break down the Google monopoly in some regards, which is, I think that's a great thing for everyone. It may be that Microsoft is not the one to topple Google after all. It could be a Facebook or a Twitter or a StumbleUpon, but more likely it's going to be a whole host of these things coming together. And if all of a sudden your traffic is no longer just coming from Google, it's coming from videos on YouTube and interactive buttons on televisions and things like that. I think that's a great thing for search, but I think we have to be, as search engine optimizers, really accepting that you can't do all of the things yourself. So it's going to be a problem for smaller SEO companies, and it's unless they can get into the habit of saying, I can't do the video stuff. Get Vanessa to do that and take it once. Yeah. Also, as well, something I haven't seen much in this conference, but I'm guessing that this time next year we're going to be all over this subject, and that's the idea of engagement mapping. And Microsoft have been coming out and talking about engagement mapping, and what they're looking at there is saying, well, we're all at the moment taking the credit in the search industry because the last click wins, and at the end of the day, somebody's gone to Google, typed in Webmaster World, PubCon, and then they've bought their ticket. And so the logic is that that search or PPC won the day. But of course, that's not the truth. People typed in PubCon because they'd already learned about the brand and the product somewhere along the line. So there's a huge amount of data that currently is being missed in our analytics systems. That's fine for us because we can sit there and take the credit. But in truth, there's a lot of other bits of marketing which I think are going to start getting put back into the analytics. Sure. And I think that's an important thing because it's going to re-engage those other marketing areas, and it's going to be trying to track other kinds of touch points. The challenge there, of course, is that you're now tracking people across their daily life. If you can do that technologically, then you're tracking them across their daily life. So clearly there's some privacy issues potentially there if that's mishandled. But also you've got some challenges as how you map that. If I'm the marketing manager of American Airlines and I'm sitting there and having a look at all these people coming through the website, and I could sit there and say, right, before I got this many orders from PPC, this many orders from banners, and this many orders from email and stuff, but now I'm sitting there and saying, well, this user had a third of his touch points was PPC, a third was because he saw a banner in New York, and another one was because we phoned him up about the fact that he went on a trip last year, and we got all these things mapped in. But then the next user is different. How do you map that to see whether you set up a campaign, a new marketing campaign, and how that's going to impact on the rest of the model? So representing that, I think, is the first challenge, even if you could measure it. And I've seen a few things that are trying to do that are trying to map the campaigns on time, over time, and then seeing how people are converting when all the campaigns are mapped together. But there's a huge amount to do in the analytics, and I think that may have some interesting impacts for us next year.
Excellent. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. It will. Well, yeah. Dixon, we're about out of time here.
Okay.
Thank you for taking the time. It's always a pleasure.
Okay. Cheers. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.